business lessons from Cosmas Maduka, the man that turned $1 to $500 million. What can you possibly learn from a man that did not complete primary education? In our society today, you need to parade certificates and at least 2 pages of CV to get a listening ear. Cosmas Maduka is different. Regardless of his educational status, the vibrant business mogul was able to grow $1 to $500 million. Who is Cosmas Maduka? Cosmas Maduka is the founder and CEO of Conglomerate Group. The name Conglomerate was derived from the merging of part of his name, Cosmas, and that of his wife, Charity. From almost zero capital, Mr. Maduka was able to build his business from the ground into a conglomerate. Forbes dubbed him the $500 million survivor. Cosmas Maduka's success story is one of determination, hard work, and thinking smart. In an interview, the serial entrepreneur said, "In every difficult situation, an entrepreneur knows that his destiny is not in the hands of his state but in his own hands. He creates his own opportunities." Today, the business mogul has diversified into several other sectors including agriculture. A few years ago, Conglomerate Farm, a subsidiary of Conglomerate Group, built a rice processing mill in his home state. The cost of the project is about $35 million. It is believed that the entire project will have a milling capacity of 120,000 metric tons per year. Speaking at the launch of the rice mill, Maduka said, "We want to process paddy harvested from our farm into the best quality rice. We want to contribute significantly to the government's efforts to ensure food sufficiency through the local production of rice. In addition, we want to set the pace for production of the best quality local rice that will cause our people to change their preference from imported rice to locally milled rice, which is known to be rich with important nutrients." A product of the Igbo apprenticeship system. In this system, a successful businessman travels to his hometown and recruits young boys to help in his business. After a period of between 6 to 8 years, the boys get capital from their mentor to start their own business. Maduka was sent to his uncle at the age of 7 to serve as an apprentice. Consequently, he joined his uncle in selling motorcycle parts. Unlike the conventional apprenticeship, Maduka was to serve his uncle for 7 years. Also, the floor of the shop became his bed at night. In some countries, that would constitute child labor. His uncle was already accusing him of bad behavior. However, his only crime was attending a crusade, thanks to his newly found Christian faith. One day, his uncle terminated his apprenticeship, offering him 200 Naira as a severance package. That money is worth less than $1 today. Rather than making trouble, he looked at his uncle and said, "I deserve something better than this. 5 years from now, you will regret making this decision." He decided to match words with action to achieve his dream. According to Cosmas Maduka, the apprenticeship gave him an edge over his brother. This was because he had formed a good relationship with all the major automobile wholesalers at that time. Explaining the importance of his relationship with wholesalers, Maduka said, "In business, knowing where to buy is just as important as selling. You need to buy well to sell well, and I had a good relationship with all the major wholesalers." Cosmas Maduka's charismatic way of talking makes him endearing. He speaks with passion and authority that will make anyone listen to him. However, beneath those explosive syllables lies timeless business lessons. Below are some of Maduka's impactful business lessons. Number 1. To be an entrepreneur, you have to be a risk manager. Life is a risk. Cosmas Maduka describes himself as a risk manager. According to him, you can't run a successful business by avoiding risk. However, the risk needs to be calculated. The big question is, can you manage the risk? Maduka has lost some of his risks, but he was able to curtail the effect on his personality and his business.
I can see through risk. What is important is that, can you mitigate the risk? Can you manage the risk? If you avoid risk, you cannot be in business. Risk is part of the aspect of doing business.
Number 2. Don't seek out handouts. Give a person a good reason to want to invest in you. Cosmas Maduka talks about his encounter with Stanley, the CEO of Stanel Group. According to Maduka, each time they met, Stanley was always eager to give him money, even when Stanley knew he was a billionaire. The ideal thing was for Stanley to come to Maduka demanding money rather than giving. This singular gesture made the two of them become friends. Eventually, Maduka was able to assist Stanley when he needed financial support.
I feel very proud that Stanley today is a billionaire, but I shared in that success because I imparted in his life. And I wish you can change the way you are thinking. Hopefully, somebody can see something that is motivating you and give you a helping hand.
Number 3. One word that explains what it takes to be a successful businessman is passion. Cosmas Maduka describes passion as the fuel for the will. He believes that when anyone is passionate about what they want to do, they will find the willpower to do it. We all know that running a business is tough. However, when anyone is passionate about their business, they will always find a way to tackle any challenge they face.
Passion is the fuel for the will. When a man or a woman is passionate about the things he wants to do, he will find the willpower to do it. He's not worried. I got up in the night excited about what I'm going to do the following day.
Number 4. To succeed in business, you need to build integrity. African time is a term that describes how many Africans show up late to appointments. However, perpetuating this behavior tells you badly about your personality. First of all, it tells people that they cannot trust you. Sadly, people need to trust you to want to do business with you.
And I started working with the Japanese, whom taught me integrity. The Japanese commit suicide if they make a promise to you and they cannot keep it, they take their life. But it's teaching you to know that you cannot compromise integrity.
Number 5. Capital is not all that is required to do business. Talk to a lot of youths today and they will claim they have ideas but lack the capital to bring their ideas to reality. Cosmas Maduka wants to remind everyone with this mindset that capital is not all that you require to do business. He leverages on his own pathetic story where his boss gave him 200 Naira after serving for 5 years. According to Maduka, your knowledge of the business you want to run is over 60% of what you need.
My boss gave me 200 Naira in 1975, a very small amount of money. So capital is not all that is required to do business. The knowledge you have in the business, for me, is playing over 60% equation on what is required to be successful in the things you are going to do.
One important lesson to learn from Maduka is that there is no excuse to be a failure, regardless of background. You need to be passionate about something. Apply some initiative and success will come chasing you down. What is the most important business lesson you learned from Cosmas Maduka? Feel free to share with us in the comment box below.